then?
The first thing that I wanted to mention to you is we had a really good session this year. We had a couple of things of particular interest, and that is the monument bill. And I supported that, and we passed that. And that ensures that all monuments, historical monuments, will be protected in the state of Georgia. And that was really, really important. Unfortunately, it went. The vote went down partisan lines, and I was disappointed at that because history is history. And that's the end of the story. It's just history. The other thing that we had that was of significance this year was House Bill 481, which was the heartbeat bill, and that was to try to reduce the time people have for to choose an abortion. I supported that strongly. It just makes perfect sense. And as a matter of fact, it's funny, they had a bunch of protesters from outside the state. And I talked with, it was very controversial. We had some people from Hollywood coming and talking. And they were all dressed up in garb, and they were hanging around the Capitol. And I talked with a couple of the security guards that are in charge of security, and they have to check people's ID that come in. Over 60% of those folks coming in were from out of the state. And I'm not talking about Florida, Tennessee. I'm talking about the closest was Maryland, and the furthest one was Washington State. So we have outside forces trying to influence our local politics. Looking at the future, the budget is going to be very, very important this year. It's important every year. And we had budget briefings this week, and we're going to continue doing that in the future. But the state of Georgia is financially sound. We have a constitutional amendment that requires us to have a balanced budget. And because of that, we lead the nation in fiscal responsibility, and that's why we're growing. Probably the number one issue that we're going to be facing this year is going to be, after the census, redistricting. And the Democrats have already started working it, and they have a shadow group that's going to follow the U.S. Census. And the only reason they created this shadow group, which is organized and funded by Stacey Abrams, I mean, that's what it is. She's behind it. Is to challenge the numbers of the census. And I know they're going to try to challenge them in the courts. So it's extremely important this year, this coming year in 2020, to get out and vote. And there's going to be a lot at stake. If they can redraw the lines to their benefit, whether it's correct or not, they don't care. We'll have some major issues in the state of Georgia. Let me share one more thing, because I was part of the last census 10 years ago.
We didn't get ours out here.
Right? 10 years ago, with the Republican legislature, when we sent our numbers to Washington, at that time we still had to have the Justice Department to review them. They came back unchanged. Zero gerrymandering. The Speaker of the Georgia House assigned his committee chairman to doing it right. Where the numbers fall, the numbers fall. And that's what happened. We were approved before Christmas of that year. I'm worried that if the other side gets it, they're going to be doing the gerrymandering that they're known for in the past, where they start and they have these narrow lines that go 150 miles long to do it. But with that being said, 2020 is going to be a big year. Please talk to all your family, friends, loved ones, and encourage them to vote. And I'll be happy to answer any questions later. I appreciate this opportunity.